Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Stranger Things, Season 1, Episode 1. We're going to talk about Lucas Sinclair. So Lucas is is one of the core four, Mike Wheeler, Will Byers, Dustin Henderson, Lucas Sinclair. Now, Lucas has a strong, all of the core four have a good, they all yeah, I think they would all die for each other. Like, they all love one another. They all care about each other. They all, they've been through thick and thin together, and they are a real group. But there are stronger pairings in friend groups. This does happen. I've seen this happen firsthand. And Lucas Sinclair is very good friends with Dustin Henderson. Now, let's talk about Lucas Sinclair. So I think the thing to understand about Lucas Sinclair is he's not like any of the other kids in the core four. He's fundamentally different. So how is he fundamentally different? He is the only one of the core four that actually has a father, okay, who's engaged and helping him, right? So Lucas Sinclair has a fully functioning literal American family, right? Like the 100% traditional family, right? Parents and two kids, 2.5 kids, right? Like, it's just, Lucas is literally living the American dream, right? He has a father who loves him, a father who's engaged, a father who is mentally coherent, right? And is there, right? And this is not the case. This is very much not the case for any of the other kids in the group, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about Lucas having the only functional father, right? So first of all, why do I say this? Well, I think it's very important to understand this, that Mike Wheeler has, you're like, wait a second, Scott, Mike Wheeler's dad is there. He is not, right? Nancy Wheeler, Karen Wheeler runs the family. Like, it's clear the husband doesn't make any decisions. He doesn't wear the pants in the family, right? The real mover, the real shaker, the real decision maker in the family is Karen Wheeler, right? And the dad is usually shown asleep, not understanding the situation, or spouting platitudes that mean nothing, right? He's not a real disciplinarian. He poses as a disciplinarian, and he doesn't really serve any function for the family except provision. He does go to work, and a check comes home. That's all he's good for, right? But he doesn't provide any wisdom to Mike at any point. He doesn't provide any passion or love to his wife. He doesn't provide any passion. He doesn't provide any care for his daughter, Nancy Wheeler. He does provide for the family. He puts a roof over their head. He puts food in their mouth. That's it. He is a father placeholder. He's not a real father. Okay. Dustin Henderson's father is gone and never even mentioned. Okay. Will Byers' father is gone and horrible. He is a horrible, horrible person, and he is not. And he is just not really, doesn't really function as a good family. He doesn't function as a father in any way. He doesn't know where his son, where Will Byers' older brother wants to go to college. He doesn't understand Will Byers in any way. He doesn't understand that that he has eccentric genre-oriented preferences, like Lord of the Rings and comic books, and so so none of the kids in the core four have a father except Lucas Sinclair. And there's a scene later, right, where Lucas actually asks his father a question. His father gives him a real answer, right? And we really see that Lucas Sinclair is fundamentally different from all the other kids, and this gives him a strength that none of the other kids have. Now, I did want to just say one last thing. So there is a strong pairing between Dustin Henderson and Lucas Sinclair, but that pairing is not there because Lucas and Dustin really get along. It's there because Mike gives himself to Will and gives a lot of time and attention to Will, because Will needs time and attention. He needs He's the weakest of the bunch, and he needs help, right? And he gives him that, right? And actually really gives him that, which I think was, and Mike gives him that. And then Dustin and Lucas are kind of on the outs because Mike is giving most of his time and energy as a friend to Mike, to Will. Mike is giving his time and energy to Will. And that means that Lucas and Dustin end up spending a lot of time together and have built a strong bond, right? Lucas Sinclair is, all four of the kids are absolutely fantastic. Just really, a beautiful depiction of friendship. And I will say, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, friendship was important to Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think it's really important to Dungeons and Dragons today. I don't think it really, in fact, I think it's kind of come to serve as an anchor today. But this was very real in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Thank you very much for letting me share my thoughts on my Dungeon Master viewing thoughts on Stranger Things, Season 1, Episode 1, and Lucas Sinclair. Every single word you heard is my humble opinion on that topic that I just mentioned. And the important part's when I get to hear your humble opinion. You get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing and have a fetch millennium.